Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today's video is about HEDERA, HBAR. This is a project that I reviewed probably about a year and a half ago, and I thought it had some promise, but back then it wasn't open source, and I really didn't see much, I wasn't into it. However, the things have changed. Things have really changed. We have a very pro-crypto government right now here in the US, and whenever you hear about regulation with crypto, HBAR and HEDERA seems to be thrown in there, along the likes of XRP, Cardano, and Algorand. But HBAR is probably the smallest out of them, and I think it has some room to go. But is it worth an investment? Right now, the market is taking a little bit of a tumble because of some FUD, some AI, China news, and maybe this is an opportunity to get a good entry point into HEDERA. So let's take a look at HEDERA and see if it's worth an investment. Guys, if you like HEDERA, if you like these other projects that I mentioned, let me know in the comments. Well, let's take a look at HEDERA to see if now in 2025, if it's worth an investment. I know it's ran, but is there more room for continued X's on your money? So we look at the past 90 days. HBAR is the #1 project as far as return on investment for the past 90 days, up 554%. XRP is not too far behind at number 3, 495%. XLM's up there, and Algorand is right there. And then you have ADA right there at 177%. So when I see this, I'm like, all right, well, it's already ran its course. Why even invest? Let's try to find another gem. The reason is because I think there's more in store. Definitely more in store for HBAR and the other projects that we just talked about. But last week, the president just signed an executive order, and in that executive order, he mentioned that he wanted to make the US the leader in digital assets and AI. And in that, he mentioned about a US stockpile. What does stockpile mean? Does it mean, hey, is the government now purchasing crypto just like everyone else via OTC market or spot? Probably not. It's not really clearly defined. And does it mean that everything that's confiscated previously by the government is held and they won't sell it? Does it mean that whatever's in gold, they can convert a percentage of that into crypto? Senator Loomis proposed something like that, which makes sense to me, but no one really knows. But I say all of this because we know that we have a pro-crypto government in there, regulations coming for crypto. And when you hear things like this, it's extremely, extremely bullish. But what I want to highlight is when he said he wants to make the US the top or leader in digital assets. And we know that his slogan, it's all about US being #1. Is it possible that it's going to be more than Bitcoin in the stockpile? And if so, what are the projects? So we look at CoinGecko and we look at the top US projects or US made projects in crypto by market cap. We see that XRP is #1, Sol's #2, ADA, Chainlink, and then HEDERA is right there. Current price is 31 cents. And we see for the past week, HEDERA is down 9%. So good entry point. If you're into, what I'm about to talk about, might be a good entry point. 24-hour volumes at 726 million. So people are trading this. It's active. It's not a ghost chain. It's being traded. So that's good. Market cap's 11.9 billion. But then look at the likes of Stellar. Still a little bit smaller than Stellar. Smaller than AVAX. Smaller than ADA. If we just look at ADA compared to HEDERA, 11.9 billion versus 33 billion. Possibly room for some growth there, guys. Possibly room for some growth. Now, let's take a look at the partnerships. So back when I was looking at this, HEDERA was closed. Now it's open source, which is a plus, definitely big. And they have yielded some positive, some big, big partnerships. Boeing, we've all heard of Boeing. They manufacture and sell airplanes that we fly commercially. They have Google, they have LG, Standard Bank, Wipro, Deutsche Bank, Chainlink Labs. They have IBM, Dell. So they have some big, big, big partnerships. And then look at this one. This is a big one. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's a partnership between HBAR and ICP. For all the Ace and Sing Clean Posse people out there, there's a big partnership of the Titans, right? So they've announced a collab investment in Web3 technologies through Alameda Ventures, aiming at sustainability, on-chain finance, DeFi, and consumer engagement. That is a big, big, big partnership. So I can't wait to hear more details about that, but they are making partnerships. I like that. They're not only riding the high of just, this rumor about something going on with the government and them being involved. And we'll get into that a little bit later, but there's other stuff going on as well. Also, Ada founder Charles Hoskinson also mentioned that there was something going on, possibly, quite possibly, a partnership in the works between them. And that is huge. So what you just saw the market cap of Cardano, they have a strong, strong, strong community. And to hear something like this is pretty big. So that's something to go on. And he goes on to say that despite internal government challenges, he stressed external collaborations remain robust. He pointed at ongoing talks with various blockchain ecosystems, and he mentioned HEDERA, as well as discussions with big tech players like Microsoft Azure, blah, blah, blah. What we're doing with the Polkadot ecosystem, what we're doing with Elrond, and what we are doing with HEDERA Hashgraph, we're going to have some big, big, great announcements to come. So we just talked about two big partnerships, one with ICP, one with ADA, possibly something going on with crypto regulation here in the US. A lot of things happening with HEDERA right now. Also, I saw this. Philippine banks collaborate to launch their PHPX stablecoin on HEDERA. Interesting. So all the talk with the US and HEDERA and the other projects like Algorand and Cardano had to do with voter ID. What if there's a stablecoin launched and HEDERA is considered as one of those? It gives us a straight use case. And could HEDERA be used in the US stockpile? This is all speculation, but what if that happens? What would the price of HEDERA be at that point? That's what that leads me to believe. I think there's some big things coming for this. Now, we talked about the voter ID system, and I asked Grok about this on Twitter. And basically, it's saying that the Hashgraph, has been explored for its potential use in voter ID systems, leveraging its decentralized ledger technology, DLT, to enhance the security, transparency, and efficiency of voting processes. Interesting. And then it highlights that, the DIT, what it's all about, the security and transparency, real world implications, privacy and compliance, public sentiment, blah, blah, blah. With HEDERA offering features for a voter ID system, actual implementation would depend on legislative framework, security audits, and public acceptance. The technology could ensure that voter IDs are verifiable, secure, and compliant with privacy standards. But real-world application will need to navigate complex and legal and operational landscapes. With the administration that we currently have, if we have some framework and regulation, this can become a reality, guys. It could become a reality. And if we are correct, and that it happens, the price of this here can go to prices we can't even imagine. You could see a $5 HEDERA, maybe even higher. Something that's trading at 30 cents right now. Quite possible. Quite possible. And hey, if it doesn't happen, you still make a return on investment. I don't see this thing going no less than $3. So we'll see. Now, looking at CoinMarketCap, we see that HEDERA currently sits at number, where are we? So it's still down there. HEDERA sits at number, where is it? Did I pass it? I must have passed it. HEDERA, I thought was number 15 on CoinMarketCap. Oh, there it is. HEDERA is number 22. So send at number 22, and let's take a look at what we have here. We see that it has a market cap of 12 billion. We see that fully diluted value is 15.6 billion, so not too bad. Total supply is 50 billion HBAR. So total supply 50 billion, circulating supply is about 38.2. So there's some inflation going on. So tokenomics isn't as bad. We've seen worse on this channel. So that's what's going on there. We'll take a look at the charts a little later. Let's look at DeFi Llama for total value locked. So total value locked is an opportunity there. We see that it's 180 million total value locked. So not that great. Not that great at all. And what's driving that is their main DEX, which is Saucer Swap, which is a 131 million total value lock. That's what's driving most of that DeFi. So there's some opportunities there. Now we look at the community on Twitter. Rather, they have about 414,000 followers, so not too shabby. Let's take a look and see who's following them. We have Pith Network following them, Moon Daddy, Solana, Caitlin, Anatoly's following them. Obviously Charles Hoskinson. So maybe they really do have something that's gonna come through the pipes here soon. So not too bad. Now let's take a look at this. So we looking at the chart here, and let's just look at from fourth quarter of last year, and let's just try to find support. We see that after it was announced, the election rather, we see that it started trending upwards. And then it's finding support here around that 21, 23 cents. Hasn't gone lower than that since that time. And right now it's looking like it's finding a higher support. So probably around 25 cents and then just entering up higher, but you're not finding something less than 20 cents since November for this coin. And right now it's currently at 31 cents. So that looks like to be possible support there. But if we look at the all-time high for this, according to CoinMarketCap, it's around $4. $4. That was the all-time high. So trading at $3, or I'm sorry, 30 cents. I totally got that wrong. So all-time high was 45 cents and currently trading at 31 cents. So that was back in 2021. So it's been a dead relic for that long, and now it's coming back to life. So according to this, someone asked ChatGPT, what would the price of HBAR be? Right? And if we're extremely bullish and everything aligns, what would the price of HBAR be? $5 to $10 at the lowest, 15 to 25 on average, $30 to $50 at the highest. Now, I don't subscribe to all of that just because the market cap's already high. And to get to these numbers, 30, 50 bucks, the market cap would be extremely, extremely crazy. But something 5 to 10 bucks is not outside the realm of possibility. If you have Bitcoin trading at 200,000, 250,000, and market caps are just increased everywhere. And then if we start having some money pumped into the economy, whether it be through stipends or whatever the case may be, interest rates go down, anything could happen. Anything could happen. Now, I'm going to tell you what I don't like about HBAR. I don't like that there's no DeFi on it whatsoever. Maybe that's not the main purpose, but I know that was the vision. DeFi was something, decentralized DeFi. Also, I can't find their wallet information. I can't see who holds the most. I can't see any of that. I tried searching. Maybe I just don't have access and I looked in the wrong places, but you can't see that. And I don't like that at all. And they have some good partnerships, but on-chain metrics aren't the greatest. Can't see daily active addresses. I can't see any of that. It does have some high trading volume, but there are a lot of things that concern me. But I will say you can't argue with the narrative and you can't argue with the markets. In crypto, a lot of people don't even look at on-chain. They just look at what's hot. They write the narrative, and that's what pushes everything up and higher. So I think the stars are aligning for HBAR at 31 cents, and it's not meeting the all-time high yet, and this is the return so far. And that's before the president even got into the office. What can happen if there's even more bullish news for US-based companies? What's going to happen to the likes of XRP, Solana, Cardano, Chainlink, and HEDERA, Litecoin? And what if these are some of the projects that are going to be in the US stockpile? If that happens, my friends, this price right here, 31 cents, you're going to wish you got in at or back then, you're going to really wish you got in at 31 cents. When it's trading at $4, $5, you're going to wish that you had another opportunity to get in here. So I think it's a gamble. I think it's all speculation. And I think it's worth the speculation. It's worth the investment. HBAR looks like it's going to get a little bit of my investment, to tell you the truth. All right. That's all I got today, guys. Tell me what you think of HBAR. If you think it's an investment, do you hold some? Do you plan to get in more, especially with the price coming down a little bit here? And what's your price prediction for HBAR? All right. Talk to you later. Bye.